Good evening and welcome to Australian Grand Prix of World Championship Series. We are ready to go and drivers in the lobby as well. Firstly, the new decade of racing is about to start in Australia with 16 drivers today in the lobby, and I was expecting a full lobby but we didn't actually get that, so now we are going with 16 drivers. Here's the standings. Let's have a look at them first. Of course, these are only the starting standings, with everyone has no points. The images are a bit wrong, because there have been many driver changes after that. For example, Vuohia is now Pike Salmon, and they have switched some teams between McLaren and Racing Point with Fairjet, so these are not correct ones. They will be updated to the website after the race and to the stream next week or in 2 weeks. Not sure can I commentate next week. But in a few moments we will be ready to go. Unfortunately today we won't have audio voices because there was some kind of glitch with my PlayStation, so it wouldn't like to connect with my PC, so we are unable to get voices today. But we are ready here, and here we are in Australia for our first qualifying session. I'm not sure, can we get, I'm trying my best with this. I'm not sure, are you hearing any audio voices? Hopefully you are, but unfortunately if you don't, then I can't do anything with the thing. 16 drivers, and we are underway in Australia. First drivers are going right away. I don't know the weather, the only thing I know is the starting weather. For both sessions it will be light cloud conditions, so I'm not sure is the game's dynamic weather, is it going to set as rain to the end or not. We are not too sure about that one, but we will see during the race. And if you want to check any further information about the league, the website link is in the description, and the race calendar as well in the description. And for example, if there's a safety car period, you can also have a look at our website. It will be updated every week after the race, and sometimes even during the week, but usually after the race is once a week. Few seconds and we are going to start our first qualifying laps. I'm really hoping you guys get the game audio through my game capture card. If you don't, I try to figure the problem out for the next week. So who's the first driver to get on the track? It's another Alfa Romeo. It will be Nuti who will be going out first. Let's see the tires. Yeah, there are a bit changes. Thomas and Pihkanen on hard compound, Berkai, Sipala crossface on the mediums, and everyone else on the soft compound. Lagging a little bit, having a slow internet connection today, because, well, I just moved from my previous house to this new house, so this is a first full week in a new house, so I can't really do anything about the internet connection this week, but trying to fix that also for the next week. But Nuta's lap is looking pretty nice for now. Anyone else on the lap? There's another Red Bull. I think it's Pihkanen. Yeah, it's Pihkanen. Is there Mercedes taking a tow, Leroy taking a tow, or is it Gaming? It's Gaming who is taking the tow from Pihkanen. Maybe not the most wise play because Pihkanen is on the hards. So yeah, Gaming's lap is ruined. If that was even an attempt, it's ruined. So you have to keep in mind that even little touch with others can cause you a grid penalty, and we cannot do anything about those. So if you get the grid penalty, you just need to hope that the lobby crashes during the race or just before the race, so we can have a restart. But if you get the grid penalty, we can't do anything about it in normal conditions. Berkai's lap, as we can see, the track map is red, so it has been invalidated. That's also a very good way for us commentators to know if the lap invalidated or not. But the track map will be there only in quali, not in the race. So we can see where the trucks are lined and who is the first driver on the track. Easier for me also to navigate through the drivers. Jesus Christ, this league has changed. Yeah, in the race there will be lots of graphics. Lots and lots, but as much as we can do graphics that are not in game already. So there are a few things that are not in the game and they need to be made by myself, so you will see the graphics later. I don't tell them, because if any of the drivers are watching the stream at the same time, they would know what is coming in the stream and that way use their advantage in the stream, from the stream in the race. But I won't tell the graphics you in advance. You will see the graphics during the stream, so stay online and look all the stream to get all the new features. So there's something in turn 1, it's another Red Bull, no, Red Bull, it's Ferrari. The gamer has crashed with Leroy because he has got a penalty. So one thing I can now say, it's not in today's stream because it was so hard to make with OBS, but next week I'm trying to figure out how to get replays to the streams, so that way at least the race start can be replayed during the stream. So that's the thing I'm really working on and trying to get that to the streams as soon as possible. But I don't want to have a beta version of it. I want to be it working, and it's completely working and there's no bugs, because well, I tried to replay the system once and it fucked up completely, so I don't want to do that again. But Pike Salmon spun around in classic turn 12, where even I have made many mistakes as a driver. So that's a very hard corner actually, the turn 1. Oh, there's now rain. There is now rain, so that's why people were really pushing on the track. And now there's rain. So the dynamic system has really made the work. And to the viewers now, when we have so many viewers online, I have to tell that the weather shown on the website is in force only at the start of the session, so there can still be rain, even though the weather is showing on the website that there will be dry, but there can still be rain, as we can see. So the remainder of the session is dynamic, but the beginning is the weather shown on the website, so if there is rain, it means at the start of the session will be rain, but there can be dry later on. So it's not the whole session. But now we can see that there's lots of rain and the track will be getting wet. So we won't be getting any better lap times, so I think people could retire from the session, so we will be 10 minutes in advance. Of course people can try, but I don't think there's any point. Actually last season we saw in Britain one of the drivers, I don't remember who, improved their lap time during intermediate conditions and managed to take P6, if I remember correct. In these conditions on the slicks managed to improve. So, and there was rain from the beginning of the lap, so that was very impressive. Still 8 seconds off, but managed to improve his lap time. Yeah, lots of people are retiring. Taze will be starting last place because the penalty, and Dean and Taze pretty much swept positions, but everyone else will stay in positions. Womble has joined, the last season champion, has joined the lobby. He will be starting P16 or 17. And from last place, the last year champion, a little bit challenge. If he wins the race, he will be driver of the day 100%. Fairlechet, I don't know, he was P8. P couldn't hold me up, yeah, gave in, unfortunately. I saw what happened. He was on the hard, so he couldn't have done any better. DRS has now been disabled, That's one thing I actually need to get to the graphics. Here they are in the race, but they are not in here, so I really need to get those things to the stream. Disabled effect is not in there, but enabled is. Lots of crashes actually. Hopefully there's no penalties, because I don't want the penalties to be affecting the race results. Of course they will in the race, but in qualifying I don't like the penalties that they are affecting, because usually the crashes are not intentional, so usually they happen by accident and the game award you a big penalty. So Newt is actually having a pole position at the moment. I haven't even realized that. That's impressive. A new driver, a new youngster, is taking a pole position from our masters. Jokke, one of the masters. I can say master because he's nearly as quick as me. Gavin, he finished his last season very well. And Tim Wenting should be here, but he is not racing today. At least not joined yet. Even though he missed the last 8 races from the season, he still finished 3rd in the Drivers' Championship. And now we can see that it's very slippery out there, so no chances to improve. So, looks like these are the entering results. Actually, let's show them there. So, I'm not sure what weather there will be, because as we can see, the best times are made on those tires. So, top 4 on softs, then comes a couple of mediums, then softs, medium, hard, medium, and then a free tire choice from Crossface to D-Gamer and Womble. And Womble is not in the list, he joined during the session. So, there's only 1 driver, 2 drivers on the track. I don't know why Berka is trying to improve on those leaks. There's absolutely no point trying to do that. You could take intermediates and be still quicker than Thomas. There's Thomas actually on the track, but he's going to retire from the session, I guess. Yes. So, well, Tompa has left. He's on the track. They are actually, Pike Salomon and Tompa are on intermediates. They are very desperate to try to get a lap time in, but yeah, it's better to try than surrender right away from the get-go. At the moment, there's nothing happening, and Berkai's EA was sideways on the track. He retired after that. I think he spun and then he retired by himself. Salmon Pike leading. We need to remember that Salmon Pike is Salmon Pike and Pike Salmon is Old Vuohia. So they're both Finns. But Pike Salmon is the session host and one of the admins, and Salmon Pike is not admin. He's just normal driver. If I remember correct, I think I remember. But my own league and I don't know who is admin, great job. But well, as you can see from the description, we have 21 races, the whole calendar. If F1 2020 is coming, like F1 2019, at the late June, we will have to skip to Australia, to Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but if the game's coming any later, we can drive the whole season and then have a bit longer break again. Next season will be anyway in F1 2020, there is no way out from that, so that will be in F1 2020 anyway. Tompa is already on the track, on the lap. Actually, there are only 3 drivers who are not retired, and all of them are on track. Pike Salmon beginning his lap now, and Salmon Pike following, and now they are all 3 on the lap with Salmon Pike on the soft, so I can say that's not gonna end well. He's going to hit the barriers or spin around. Let's see which one happens. Yeah, Pike Salmon retired, so we have only Tompa and Salmon remaining. Pretty much make sure you don't crash is the strategy here. Well, that emoji is not good. Well, catastrophical start for many drivers. Actually, from those 4 drivers without lap time and Womble, the 5th driver, 2 of them are Finns. So, pretty much good and bad session for Finns. 1-2 for Finland, and the back row for Finland. Here comes Tompa. He goes 12th fastest, of course, just quicker than Thomas. And Salmon. You're the only driver who has not retired R-Series. Well, we are now just waiting here. Just waiting and waiting. Why are you even trying to improve your lap time? You have no time to get back on the track from the garage. Yeah, now he retired, so good job. 3 minutes in advance. How is that my fault if you hold a game hard skating? It's not anyone's fault. That was a racing incident, so luckily the game gave no penalty. Nuutti, Jokke Power Fantasy Gaming YouTube, Sipala top 5. Going to the race. And well, let's see what happens in the race. We will go in a short moment. We are getting ready here. We are getting ready here in Australia. And actually there are a couple of drivers who get disqualified from the lap. Now we are ready to go. Here are the drivers. the tires, not and then the drivers, of course, but 18 drivers in the race. Let's see the position change during the race. Well, oopsie, here we go. Bit bad timing with my graphics. And we are underway in Australia. Sorry for the bad timing with the beeps, but I can now want to do anything. Nuti stays in lead. Ooh, there's right away something at the back and there's a big crash. There should be a higher chance for the safety car. Virtual safety car is deployed. So virtual safety car is deployed. I have only one of these graphics, it's the safety car deployed, but we have now the virtual safety car deployed. I had a very bad angle for that, sorry for that, I cannot do anything for that. But well, that's how it goes and now we have to deal with it. So 29 laps in front, I forgot to show strategy options for today's race. So here are the possibilities with strategy A and strategy B from soft hard and medium hard. They are the options and oh, there's a big crash and what happened here? Bear guy got taken out, seat black got taken out. And there's damage for a lot of drivers. An incident to look at. Playing with the graphics isn't as easy as I thought. It's actually very hard to spectate the race at the same time with the graphics. Here's a battle. Gavin is in the pits. Womble is already up to P7. And we have only done lap 1. 10 positions up in 1 lap. That's a great job. Very great job. Impressing. Well, Leroy, a new driver who joined the league 20 minutes ago. Berga has left the session, I understand you. You are out of the race. Well, the first race of the season, and we already have incidents like that. Hopefully we don't get those later on during the season. Here goes Leroy. Oh, that was a bit hungry try. But that was completely your fault, Pace, if I look at it correctly. So I think we call that as a racing incident and we keep going on. You didn't lose that much, so I don't think there's anything necessary after the race. But Bumble P7 after lap 1. Ooh, bit slippery. I don't know, is it the tires or what? And there's Crossface out of this race. He has crashed in turn 11 and virtual safety car deployed, so that's another safety car deployed in this race. And drive-through penalty is speeding on the virtual safety car. So well, I read from the Codemaster's blog that there can be maximum 5 safety car deployments in one race, so they are total count of safety cars, so there can be 4 safety cars and 1 virtual, but the total count can be maximum 5. So, and now we have had 2 safety car episodes in 3 laps, 3 maximum safety car periods remaining. As we can see, the safety car percentage is pretty high compared to the last season where we never saw a safety car, and now it's a lot higher percentage to see a safety car. Pihkanen is catching up to Tommaso. Let's change that interval so we can see the gaps between the drivers. Jokke is really challenging Muti here. Everybody's cars are sliding a little bit, so I think that's why people are crashing, maybe? Not too sure though. Oh, there's Womble very close to M. Pihkanen. We have to remember that Womble is the last year champion, so he really has some skills. Ooh, Pihkanen got forced out a little bit there. So that's a bad thing that I cannot call, so it's rated Womble let the position back. But Well, if Pihkanen wants that to be investigated, he can always give us a clip and we will look, is there anything required. As we can see, the DRS has now been enabled. It was enabled a lap ago, but now it's been informed for you also. Where's the next battle? There. Oh, that was very harsh. And Ferrochet is going to tank those guys. He managed to make a double overtake. So, next, in the lead, Jokke is taking a slipstream from Nuti. Nuti both have ERS. So, Nuti can defend and Jokke can attack. Third DRS straight off the lap. I think now Jokke is going for it. Nope, no, too far. No point of going for that. There's two straights coming pretty much in 20 seconds, so there's no need to go down the inside in that dangerous corner. Is there anything else happening? Thomas is very close to Salmon Pike. Now Thomas has a slipstream. I think he's gonna have a go into turn 1. He has to take the outside line for this corner, so not the best way to do it, but Salmon Pike is wise. He gives him room to the outside. No danger at all, and Thomas goes up to P4. There's a battle at the back. Dean Gamer has been given a penalty. He cut at the last chicane, gaining an advantage unfairly. He goes down the inside into this corner, and there's a crash. Completely Dean Gamer's fault. Down the inside, or maybe from this angle, yes, but not too sure about Dean's angle. He has left the session and left his EA on the track, so that can be dangerous. Hope it's not. The EA difficulty is 85, so we are expert EAs, and these drivers we have are around 103 or 4. So the EA is about second slower per lap. Hopefully they don't catch the EA during the race. If there's a safety car, the EA will drop back, and then it won't give us any harm. Actually, Jokke has overtaken Nuti. That I missed that completely. The pit window was open at around lap 7 with the soft compound. So when we are starting to see drivers coming to pits in the next couple of laps, we will see drivers coming to pits in the next couple of laps. We need the tire wear graphics that we commentators could see how much is the tire wear for the drivers. Then we could expect them to come into the pits much better. Next battle, yeah, Nuti is catching the Jokke, but Leroy is even closer. And Tompa. This lap may give him a chance. This is the closest gap between any drivers here, as we can see. So let's see the position change. Taze up by 7, Thomas up by 9, and Wombla by 11, so very good job by those drivers, especially Wombla from last place to P6 in just 6 laps. And now he goes around the outside. Goes Leroy. He has to give space. He gives... Oh! Tompa stays in position. He gives position or space for both drivers. There was a contact. Gavin has been given a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. And now Leroy has to do it. He has the slipstream. Overtake. A little bit lagging there. But has to make an overtake, and that is done. And well, let's see the tires actually. They are 6 laps old for everyone, but Gavin, Pike, Salmon Pike, Salmon Ferry, Zipla, Dean Gamer, who is out of the race, and Cargo Dude, they have stopped already for the new driver, for the new tires, and they are on a 2-stop strategy. So Crossface retired on lap 2 and Berkai on lap 1 in the big accident we saw. So I think we can start expecting people coming to pits at the end of this lap or next lap. Pihkanen has been given a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Pur is now having some terrain here. This can be a battle, this can lead into something. And there's nobody coming to the pits yet. So Thomas is taking the slipstream with overtake ERS. Now he really has to harvest the battery. Actually no need, because the car is sliding a lot. There's the grip. There's non-grip. Salmon Pike, is he coming to the same party? No, he's unable. Ooh, this is a big train. I really need to have a look at. There's also Leroy behind, but he's not close enough. This battle is more interesting. Well, if Thomas can stay in the slipstream, then this might be possible to lead into something, but if he can't, Burr will get away, and this way going towards the stops. I think here the under or overcut can be a good choice. Not sure the strategies, are they going to stick with their strategies, or are they going to change their strategy and get the position? There is now 21 laps to go. Someone asked in the comments. Actually, now when Jokke starts this lap, there's 21 laps to go. Now Leroy is very close to Pihkanen. Feeling him pressure. Ooh, there's absolutely no grip in any of these tires. Now Leroy has a chance. He's going to the turn 1. He's going to overtake Pihkanen with the little cut. Oh! And now Leroy is letting Pihkanen by. That was a close one. Leroy managed to stay on track somehow. But well, some good fighting here. Just at the edge of the rules, but still it's count. At least I count it. Not too sure about the drivers, but at least I count. Little bit of drink. And we keep rolling. 20 laps to go in this contest. There we can see how on the limit drivers are with the track limits. They really have to do their best to stay in strategies. Oh, that was very close at the poor lost. Pihkanen and Leroy are still fighting. Pihkanen on the hards. Oh, there goes Leroy around the outside in the last corner. Never best deal. He has to DRS. Overtake DRS. Thomas has been given a 3-second penalty. He's in the lead. Jokke and Nuti on the same lap into the pits. This is a clean fight between Pihkanen and Leroy. Jokke on the hards and same for Nuti, so they both beat it on the same lap. Wise play by Nuti for being behind. Oh, that's a stupid penalty for Nuti, cutting the track when there's no stress at all. And now Tompa has overtaken Pihkanen as well, so Pihkanen is just dropping behind. And Pihkanen maybe should stop this lap. As we know, the pit window is now open for the pit stops. So, in normal conditions you will lose about 23 seconds in the pit lane. So, that's not actually much lost. In the pit lane, and now Pur is challenging for Thomas. He goes down the inside in this corner. I'm not sure was there contact or was that a glitch. Hopefully no contact and glitch. But Thomas is really getting pressured. Yeah, they are all three coming to the pit lane, so Womble will take the temperature lead from this race. And 5-second time penalty for Thomas. Not a great penalty to take. Mediums on. Solvenpike takes the hards on. Was that... Well, I'm not sure how we are going to do those with the Stuits. Do we give penalties for unsafe release, or is it just bad luck for the driver in the fast lane? That if somebody gets from the pit box straight onto you, is it a penalty for the player who left the pit box, or is it no penalty for anyone? We really have to talk about that one with Stuits, so we're gonna do those things in the future as well. Because pretty much you can't do anything. If the game lets you get let lie, and you will get on top of someone, and the driver on the fast lane will slow down. So maybe if there's a penalty 5 seconds after the race, it would be fair for the driver who got blocked. And now Pur has to cut the track to stay in the limits. And Pihkanen is challenging Tompa. Tompa makes a little switchback. And he gets the position back. That is an excellent defending by Tompa. No space left for Pihkanen, and it's in the rules, we need to take that in care. He slowed down Pihkanen, and now he's coming to the pits by himself. Is it a penalty? Nope, just within the limits. Womble in the pits with the hard compound on. Left the tires actually. He got hold up. No, he didn't get hold up there. Just a glitch. And he drops down P6. So now he's going to the end, if everything goes his way. Tompa leaving the pits in P10. Solvenpike has been given a penalty. I think everyone has penalties, so it doesn't really matter how much you get. If you don't get, then you are in advanced position, but if you get position, you are in normal position, pretty much. So there's no... I watched no stops, but there was no laps made. Leroy and Pihkanen still without the stops. They are all, of course, on the medium and hards. And that was a big cut. If he didn't get a warning from that, I'm surprised by the Codys. But like we saw, or actually in the strategies, I predicted the hard compound was the main tire in both strategies, or then these drivers are just simply making two-stop, soft, medium, medium. But some of the drivers are on the soft, hard or medium hard, so that was the case I was going to drive if I had to drive. But of course the mediums, they are 7/10 quicker per lap, so if you are very quick here you can make a 1 second gap to the drivers with the hards. And of course you will need 23 laps, or at least 20 laps to get the delta with that pace. But of course everything can happen. It's a multiplayer race. We are humans, we are not racing drivers, so we can always make mistakes. Now Fairley is very close to Sippalan. E-Pro is in the pits. I was looking that it's Aero, but it's E-Pro. So Fairley Check is closing to the points. A reminder that if you get the fastest lap in top 10, you will get awarded by the extra point, but if you are outside top 10 with the fastest lap, nobody will get given the fastest lap point, so it will be given only for one driver if he is in top 10. If he's not in top 10, the points will be not given for anyone. So let's see who has the fastest lap at the moment. Gaming YouTube on P10. So 2 points currently coming up. For Gavin. Now Jokke is very close. Sorry for the navigating. I don't want to use this system. It's very tricky. Now Leroy has entered the pits. Hard compound on. And Pihkanen has been given another penalty, so he has now 6 seconds. Okay. I think, yeah, Nut has overtaken Jokke. Of course, he has the medium tire, so he has to overtake, otherwise he is in trouble. But now he's not in trouble. So pretty much the only battle is Ferrari Sippala and Jokke Nutti. Everyone else is over 1 second limit. These are the only battles within 1 second. Very aggressively over the curb by Ferrari. He doesn't have ERS, so he can't attack this lap. Oh, little kiss to the ass. And well, already 2 battles going on. This is the closest one. And let's have a look at the minimap. Tompa has been given a penalty. As we can see here, there are not much action going on at the moment. Couple of battles, but people still over 1 second, so we can't really do anything about it. Shit, this race was today. Are you from the league, or are you any of the viewers from the outside of from the league, or in the league but not driving today? Or who are you? I would like to know that first. The username, not the real name. Järvers, can you tell the username? So I would know you a little better. Night Hunter, well, you were online a couple of moments ago. I invited you to 3 times, but you didn't come. But yeah, everyone can have some things that you have to do and you just simply can't race. Cargo Dude has now overtaken the EA of Dean Gamer. Actually not. The computer is defending very well. Cargo Dude has a long way the next driver though, so not affecting very much. But Dean Gamer can be penalized for leaving the EA on the track. Yeah, I was online but just not playing. Yeah, try to get Nail next time. I'm not sure though, can I commentate next week? I got karting races on my own floorball games. On the same day, in the same go. So I will be really busy next Sunday. If I get from floorball to karting and then home, and all those in 6 hours, I have to be really proud of myself. Just watching rugby. Ah. Well, if I watch something, I watch hockey or floorball. Of course, I'm not from the country from you are, so of course if I would be there, I would watch rugby too, but we Finns don't look rugby, or if we do, we must be from Americans, so, or from wherever the rugby is from, I don't know. And now there's Leroy going to Salmon Pike, but not enough. Close one. And now here's another opportunity for Leroy. Let's see how many drivers, by the way, are trying to get the fastest lap at the end for purposely coming to pits and taking the softs. Oh, that's a close one. That's very close one, but in the rules. That's a lot of drivers, you know. I think they all must be your friends. From reacting to the comments, by the way. Yeah, that's a lot of friends. Leroy now goes around the outside. They bang wheels a little bit, but that's in the rules if you don't get major damage. Now there's sector 3 yellow flag. Let's have a look. There was a spin in the last corner. Oh, what a battle here! What a battle here! Gavin is actually in the pits, so there must have something happened. Leroy manages to make the overtake and stay in position, at least for now. Newt is challenging to the lead with medium tyres against Pihkanen with 16 lap old cards. And now there are the EA drivers, or the EA driver. This can shake things a little bit. And he goes down the inside with the long dive. And I'm not surprised that he went to the grass. Now Jokke sees an opportunity, but he can't convert on that. Maybe on the next straight. We have lots of happening here. Pur is challenging Womble, last year champion. Salman Pike is dirty, Tompa is dirty. I'm not sure. I have only seen this race from them, so I'm not gonna react to that before I see more during the season. Here goes Pur with the slipstream around the outside, no chance. Womble covers things, and Womble actually got a penalty from that, so maybe they are going to send us something to investigate on, because that was during the battle. But I don't know. The penalties are count, but if you report, then we can have a look at them. But as default, all the penalties will be count, and you have to report the penalty to have a chance to be taken away. Gavin YouTube has crashed somewhere. He has retired. He had the fastest lap and he just pressed retire from the session button. So we can't see what happened. He didn't crash. He pressed. This is so dirty. Could you please explain what happened? I don't know. Because I didn't see anything what happened. And you can always send us a report on video if you want something to be investigated. Fairley and Pike Salmon. I got fucked by 2 Renaults, so it's Tompa and ePro. If you want, you can send me footage after the race, and I will look at them next week with the stats. And now Pihkanen has lost the position to Nuti. So, and actually there's Jokke to the same go. They talked in the WhatsApp group before the race where I am. Let's go to the wall together. Hopefully they are not going there. But Jokke is 2nd place and Pihkanen now 3rd with very old hearts. Maybe he should pit on the mediums or maybe even softs very quickly. If there's 23 seconds, it means that he drops to P8 from the pits. So fastest lap is still on Gavin. So at the moment nobody's getting the point. But let's see. There is still 10 laps to go. So we don't say anything before we are completely sure. Karkudu very cleanly giving up some space. Actually being in the middle of the track, but still no danger generated there. 14 drivers remaining. Only 4 retirements, because Dion has left the session, so we can call him as retired. But only 4 retirements, 3 actually and 1 left guy, so very good one, depending on that. Oh, there's somebody, or Fairley was off the track for a while there, when I cut it to the chicane. Okay, when you have left the session, you can go editing your clip if you want. I really recommend you to send your footage if you really want to do something for that. Now there's another yellow flag. I think it's better to keep this track map. It's very badly in the middle of the screen, but that would really help me out. Who has spun? Farah is very close to Pike Salmon. The 2 friends in real life are now battling. They swapped positions just before the season with the teams. Pike Salmon keeps the position. He stays in front. Are you streaming some other game too than F1? On my own YouTube channel, yeah. But here we will be having only Formula 1 content. Here goes Fairley. That was going to look like Barrichello and Schumacher 2020 Hungarian Grand Prix. Ooh, there's contact. Very close that the both drivers are not in the wall and causing another safety car period. It would have been number 3 of this race. 2 virtual safety cars seen already. So, and now Pihkanen is in the pit lane. He takes the soft compound and goes till the end. Womble is actually very close to the lead. He's only 3 seconds away from the lead. So if anyone in front takes penalties and Womble stays in current 3 seconds, Womble might win the race today. But poor Fantasy is giving him some pressure. So it's not over yet. Don't go home yet. We still got some racing to go for 9 laps. A little lockout from Womble, but in game there's not much effect. There's no... lost the word now. Flat spots in Formula 1 video games, so Codys, please make the flat spots for F1 2020, or at least some kind of effect for the lockups. Here goes Per around the outside, very cleanly, a little bit of contact. There's a crash somewhere, Kark dude on the grass, actually in the sand, but nothing dangerous. Nucci is leading the race, starting lap 22 now. Jokke following. I will put it to your channel and send the link to me privately. Thank you. Or you can also put it to the chat if you want, but at least to me privately. So now Pur is challenging Womble again. This battle may take till the end of the race. I say this takes till the end if everything goes well. I say Womble is going to keep his position. He's the champion. He should be able to do it. And now it is fairly very close again to Pike Salmon. This battle is going to take to the end too. Around the outside, trying to do a switchback. I think that the car went a bit too wide, so no chance there. This battle in the lead and at the back. Oh, Pihkanen has retired. Pihkanen has retired on soft tires. What has happened here? He has pressed the retire from the session button. He retired from the session by pressing the button. Why? I have just one question in my mind, and it's why. He was in P6, I guess, or P7, and he retired from the session. Oh, now that's very slippery. I think I have had a little cut in my stream a while ago, but well, here we are again. But what happened to Pihkanen? He was having a point position and he just presses the button to retire from the race. Like, what happened? He had an opportunity to take the fastest lap and he just retired from the race. Now here goes, fairly, no chance for Pike Salmon to defend. Winner, chicken dinner. That's the overtake down. No point of going there. Very dangerous, risking you of a penalty. Absolutely no point going down the inside. Jokke is very close to Nucci, also Pur to Womble. There is gap between the leader and Pur is only 4 seconds, as we can see. So, well, this top 5. It's very interesting. If Pur had no penalties, it would mean that he would win the race even if he has no penalties. I'm not too sure. Now Pike Salmon and Fairley swap positions again. Actually, Fairley had to cut the track to stay in position. It's a bit like a train here. Thomas has to defend on it. Well, this is the battle we are looking now. Also, Fairley is having its own battle here at the back. So he has a chance to try. Anything happening in the lead? Actually, those Fairley and Pike are going to be lapped very shortly once Fairley gets pushed off the track again. And now Burr has a penalty, so I think everyone in this train have a penalty now. So I think the penalties are not going to affect that way to the results, because everyone has a penalty. But the fastest lap is interesting. It's still on Gavin, who's P16, so there's no points given. 2 reasons out of the race and outside top 10, so... And not the 90% of the race completed, it's lap 27 on this scale. So... And now Jokke is really going to challenge Nuutti for the lead when there's 5 laps to go. And now Womble goes down to inside and Womble on Thomas. Thomas makes a little switcheroo. Can't keep the position, drops down to P4. Womble takes the podium position in this race on those hard tires. And now Burr has to defend on... Actually very surprising that Womble can even keep Burr behind. He has the hards on. And these 2 drivers have the softs. I'm very glad that he can do that. And position change, 14 positions up. Leroy 10 and Kargudud 5, and those 5 all by retirements. So pretty much stayed last. But at least he will finish the race, so he can say that himself that he made it. He finished the race, even though it was hard and tough to beat back. But it's better than nothing. It's training. He learns how to drive. He knows the car better. There goes! Luckily Womble doesn't spin, but Burr has gave himself damage and maybe penalty later on. And now Leroy sees the door open. This is a battle that will take till the end, for sure. But Burr may be given a penalty. Ooh, very close one. But Burr may receive a penalty. Don't you even have a PlayStation 4 messages app? You can send links through that way. If you don't, then I just have to look at your channel. I don't know what it is. But hopefully you can try to get me the link. There was a question that could I give a penalty? I think that was Dean Gamers. My phone is one piece of shit. Does that stream lag? For me, all the connections are looking good. Everything is giving me green signs, so the stream should not lag. At least by the internet connections. So there's extra damage on Thomas' car as well. So the stream should not lag. It can lag, but it should not. So everything YouTube, OBS is giving me green. So hope it's not lagging, and my sister is screaming there. Hopefully you don't hear it. I have told them to shut the hell out. Last driver should get penalty. Yeah, it's per... We have footage, I saw that, so we can use our stream as footage if needed. But we still will do our job. Because my voices are lagging. I'm not sure, is it the game voices or... Actually, I'm not sure are you even hearing the game voices. At least OBS is saying that you should hear them. But... I don't say dirty, he might have missed the breaking point, and that way he tried to do everything he could to avoid collision, but you just can't do that in that place. So that was an accident, but a dirty accident, so he might get a penalty. But we still do our job, give the penalties if needed. He got damage and he lost 3 positions, so, and if he gets a 5-second penalty, there's a 6-second gap to the behind, so this stream is cracking very much. How you mean cracking? Is it lagging or is it just so good that it's like cracking, or what do you mean? Because cracking can mean so many things. But every connection is giving me green, so the stream should not lag. But YouTube is YouTube. And here goes Purr from Thomas to the overtake of lap 28. And now Jokke has 1.5 lap to go. Not much time. 3/10, 1 lap. Can he do it? It's for the win. Yes, lagging. Oh my god, it should not. Please don't break yet. Well. If the game voices are lagging, then I can't do anything for it now. But if you are even hearing the game voices, it's great. But if you don't hear them or they are lagging, I can't do anything about it for now. I'm trying to figure that out next week. Same for the replay system. The last lap of the race. Nuutti has to defend the half a second gap, which is decreasing second by second. This is pretty much the only battle on track. Jokke has to send it down to inside this corner, or it's over. Nuutti is taking the inside line, or the middle line. He can't do anything. Jokke can't do anything. And it looks like Nuutti is going to win the race, at least on track, but the penalties will take a power once you cross the line. So I'm not sure does these drivers have penalties. So we will see that after the race. Or actually here's 4 drivers very close to each other. Only 1.2 seconds separated by the top 4. One mistake for Nuutti or anyone and they are dropping back big time. One last DRS burst. All ERS activated for every driver. Is there anyone trying the fastest lap? I'm not too sure. Jokke can't overtake, so Nuutti wins on track if he doesn't make a mistake. There's a crash in the main straight and there's E-Pro sideways. Hopefully it's not gonna affect this battle here. It's a wrong way to end this race if it affects. Here comes Nuutti to win the race. But Jokke wins after the penalties. So Jokke wins, Nuutti second, Womble third, and Leroy is fourth. Purr fifth, at least for now. And after interval, it means if Purr gets penalties, he will be dropped back by 2 positions, because the gap is 4.8. So if Purr gets penalty, he drops to P7. So, well, that's the end of this race. There are still couple of drivers. There are so many big gaps that there's nothing going to happen in this race anymore. But well, what a heck of a race in Australia. But Dan Gamer might get a penalty for disrupting Pirkkonen's fastest lap, and that's why he retired. And Sippala 9th, and final position, point position, goes for fairly. The fastest lap stays on caving, so no one will get an extra point in this race. So, no fastest lap given. Little drift to the line. And 1 driver. And this race is over. There are no after race or there is no comments from the drivers because I'm commentating on PC. And that's the end of this race. Next week we have Bahrain, and I'm not sure am I commentating it. If I'm not, there will be no stream, but the stream will be like this if I am commentating. Jokke wins the race by 2.8 seconds. Jokke said before the race that He's very bad in Australia. He wins the race in Australia. Womble is third, so I say Womble is the driver of the day from last place to third. Only 3 seconds from the lead. So, very, very good results. Everyone has penalties apart Jokke, Sippala and Pike Salmon, so all Finns without penalties. I'm trying to take the screenshots from the results, so I have some footage if required. Yeah, here are the results of this race. No fastest lap given. Womble is the driver of the day. And yeah, that's it. And that's the end of this Australian Grand Prix. And thanks for joining me here on the World Championship Series. Next week Bahrain, or at least the next race where I am surely commentating, is the Chinese Grand Prix in 2 weeks. But thanks for now, and see you next time, next week or in 2 weeks. Bye bye.